What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do another product video today. Our last video we talked about the door hinges for the 4th gen Fbody. Today we're going to be talking about the 3rd gen Fbody. Those of you that have been following us on social media and all of the rest of our media outlets, you know that we acquired a 3rd gen car to do some product development on. So we've got some products that are finalized for this thing now, that we are in production now and listed on our website, so we're going to talk about those today. The first thing we'll talk about is the parachute mount. So pretty simple, just like any parachute mount, bolts in place of your crash bumper in the back, cut your hole in your bumper and mount your parachute up. So simple, easy, not a lot of rocket science to it. Just like all of our other parachute mounts, you've got a pin here where you can drop in a quick release like T-pin or something for a push bar at the track. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but it's there. It's just like all the other parachute models we have. We incorporate this in all of them just so it'll be a standard option. So all chromoly construction, super stout, and like I said, it bolts right in place of your rear crash bumper. So that's a pretty simple product. That's parachute mounts were one of the first things that I started making years and years and years ago when I started the business, and so we're going to continue to expound on our product line as far as those go as we get different chassis in here that we have a chance to do some product development on. So there's with the bumper back on. Kind of get the idea where it comes out. We just kind of hacked this bumper up because it's a junkyard car, but there you can kind of see where it's going to exit, right above the tag. So the big thing we're going to talk about is the 850 roll cage for the 3rd gens. We've got this thing mocked up in here. It's all just tacked together with the MIG welder, so don't pay attention to the little spot welds here and there, but we're gonna have to take this thing out and do some more R&D and stuff, so we didn't want to weld anything in final. The floor plates are just kind of slapped in there. They're not made to really look pretty. This is how R&D goes. So the main gist I want you to give this video is the layout and how it looks in the car, and just the bar arrangement and stuff like that. So just like with any cage, we try to get it as tight to the roof as possible. This car has a sunroof. I guess it used to be a T-top car, because you can see somebody's kind of hacked it out right there. So don't know the history of this car. We got it free from a local salvage yard owner who was generous enough to let us use this chassis. So pretty standard 850 cage. Just trying to keep everything up kind of tight, just kind of showing you how it lays in there. It's pretty close to a 4th gen as far as the dimensions. We actually raised the bend up on the main hoop to kind of flow better with the contour of the body here. You can see it fits pretty tight. If you're going to put a headliner back in one of these, you're probably going to have to trim a little bit of length off the main hoop and the A-pillars, because it's pretty tight against the roof right there, and you're probably not going to get a headliner in there without shortening it a little bit. But we want to give you too much versus not enough. I will say on this cage, the floor arrangement is a little bit different than a 4th gen, so the A-pillars will be different leg lengths to get them to be level across. So all that stuff's accounted for, and all the rest of the bars are pretty standard. You've got your roof diagonal. We've got corner gussets here, which comes standard with all of our 850 cages. A gusset is not required if you're able to weld all the way around these joints, but in situations like this, especially cars with headliners and stuff, it's a real struggle to get all the way around that joint without just destroying the headliner if you're not taking it out or something like that. So per SFI, if you include a 3/4 gusset 4 inches long in that corner where that roof joint is, you're only required to weld 75% around the tube, as long as you have that gusset in place, because that completes the strength as far as that joint, as far as SFI is concerned. So just a helpful hint whenever you guys are laying cages out or installing them. If you can't get it fully welded on top, don't panic, put the gusset in, you're good to go. If the cage inspector argues with you, buy the book for $46 and show them where it says it. So the plates that'll come with this, these are actually the 4th gen plates, but the plates that'll come with this will be perforated like that, where they're easily bent. We recommend going back over this with a welder and welding it solid again. It's not cut all the way through, but it does make up a 6x6 plate right here with the breakup and everything. So the ones for the 3rd gen will be slightly dimensionally different than this one. This is what we use for mock-up, but all the plates will be really similar. They just, the floor is a little bit different in these cars than the 4th gen. So the diagonal comes standard also. It shows you the windshield bar, X bracing, and straight C pillars. The X brace will be an option. You can get it without it. It'll be a little bit cheaper. But right now the straight C pillar option is the only thing we're going to offer, because with the 4th gen, about 5% of our total cage sales use rear seat. The others are straight C pillars. They're not having a rear seat to worry about. You're not going to sit anybody back there anyway. Once you put these bars in here, it's going to be nearly impossible to get back there. Plus, if you're street driving, you wouldn't want anybody riding back there anyway. If you get in an accident, it's probably going to tomato their head against one of the bars and stuff. So you wouldn't want to do that unless you're just cruising a few miles down the road to a car show or something. So right now that's the only option we're going to offer. So just putting the plug in there for that. You can see how everything kind of fits. With our C pillars on all of our cages, they always tie in to the node right here behind the A pillar. That's how we design it. All this stuff tied in together right here, it makes it super strong. If you take this C pillar and put it somewhere here in the middle, it's not nearly as strong as going right behind the A pillar. Just keeping everything, you know, right across from each other where it transfers the load is really the way you should do it. Plus, we keep the C pillars out wide, because the frame rail on all the F-bodies is out wide. It is not here, it's out here. I know a lot of the old cages, which we had one in my wife's car, OMG Boost over there, her original one, I think it might have been from Wolf, it might have been, I don't know who it was from, to tell you the truth, I can't remember, but the plates were here, and that's not near as strong as having them out here over top of this frame section, how it runs up. So that's why we do that. Kind of shows you everything from the back. On the door bars, just like the other cage, they are notched on the inside to kind of cope over the harness bar, tunnel bars, rocker bars. Everything I'm showing you here, for the exception of the optional X brace, whether you want it or not, all this will come with your 850 kit. There's no options not to get all this other stuff. It comes standard, because this is how we believe that it should be installed in the car. Now, I think you can leave the dash bar out if you have an unmodified dash. There's a lot of people do that when they still have air conditioning and different things they don't want to mess up. I guess that's fine, but you know, there's all kinds of rules in there that you can just read up and see what you can do. But if it was mine, I would want all these bars in here, and that's the way we sell stuff, to be like it was ours. So I'll shut the door here and kind of show you how the bar runs down through there. Over here and shut the other one. I'm used to kind of having a clean car. This car is kind of rough looking, so You get the idea. And there's that. So to kind of build on this, this is available now on our website. I'm trying to think what I'm going to say here. This is available right now on our website. This cage variation, the parachute mount, we're building them right now, taking orders. So it won't be long before they start shipping out. But a lot of people are waiting on the 25.5 version of this. Well, the 25.5 involves the driver enclosure, which everybody knows, but we're basically going to build and expound off of this cage layout. Now the 25.5 will have straight door bars instead of bent ones to get a lot more, you know, because most people are not going around door panels or anything like that when they're doing 25.5. So it'll have straight door bars and it'll have the driver enclosure. But when you involve 25.5, you also have to have some type of subframe connector or inner frame rail, as they call it in the SFI book. So on these, it's not quite as simple to do that as the 4th gen. And that is our next hurdle that we have to cross. We've got to get this thing over on the lift, which I've got some other stuff going on that's tying up the lift, and it's just going to be a process to figure out how we're going to do these subframe connectors, because they have to be connected to the number 1 bar, which is the rear cross member that goes over the tunnel. And however we orient them, we're going to have to tie them to that bar, whether it's through short little tube stubs or whatever. We just have to get them in before we can finalize the 25.5. So it might be just a bit before we get all that done, but we're trying to keep rolling with this R&D process because it's coming pretty good. We also have, you see the yellow tape here, we've got the tunnel clearance panel coming out for these cars. Basically the same thing as the 4th gen, but this tunnel is just a little bit wider, so some modifications had to be done to the design of the cover specifically for the 3rd gen. So that's coming as well. Might look at visiting the door hinge idea on these cars, but we'll just have to see. We're trying to, that's why I've throttled back the work that's coming in and out of the shop a lot, because we went for a while there and didn't come out with nothing. We've had a lot of ideas kind of in the back burner, and we want to go ahead and put them out there, you know, while they're still fresh on our mind. So just trying to balance that a little bit. So that's the video on the 850 cage. I'm not going to get real talky about it more than what I've done. I seem to ramble on these videos. I really got to watch it because I can talk a lot of time and not say a lot of nothing. See, that didn't even make sense. So check it out on the website. They're live on there. They are the same price as the 4th gen cage because they're basically the same cage, just a little bit different tweaks and measurements and stuff. Same amount of material. So same price as the 4th gen cage. They're on there, ready to purchase. We've got a run going on right now that we're getting took care of. The door hinges will be out soon. We've got, I'll walk back here and show you. We've got like, I think about 50 sets just about ready. Still waiting on our door pins, but we're doing what we can to get everything completed except that. So whenever we get them, we can machine those up and get them out the door. But Cody's been welding for a while, and we've got, you know, more stuff in bags here that we can't assemble yet until we get the door pins. So thank all you guys for the orders on those. Check out our website, rock-solid-motorsports.com, and subscribe to the channel. I always put new products and just overviews of everything here for everybody to check out. So thanks for the business, thanks for supporting us, and we'll see you soon with something else.